In this short video, you're going to learn about the companies I promote section. And there's only a couple of reasons you would be here. Number one is another Powered Lead System member has given you a share code with very specific instructions to come to this section to find your company or your offer and to paste in or enter in a very specific outside website URL. Now, this outside website would have your username in it or your member ID. And an example of an outside website URL that might be used would be maybe from a getting started page from a network marketing company. And I'm going to show you a very specific example in just a second. The other reason you would be here is if you were actually creating a sales funnel, a sales page, or an autoresponder campaign, or any combination of those things in which there was a button or a link on one of those pages that linked to an outside website URL, and that your intention was to be sharing this funnel or this page or this autoresponder campaign with other members. If those two things aren't applicable to you at this very moment, you can go ahead and skip this video. So obviously, if you've been instructed to come here by another Power Lead System member, you have a share code handy that you've already uploaded into your system, go ahead and find your company here and paste in the URL that they've instructed you to paste in. And it may be one. Maybe they're using two codes inside of their funnel or their campaign. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example right now, first of all, of an outside website URL. And an outside website URL is, like I said, it's a page outside of the Powered Lead System. I chose this company at random. I chose this page at random. I just wanted to give you this example. If you notice in the address bar, it's a big, long URL. It's got someone's username in it right here. So let's pretend I'm in this company. Let's pretend that I'm creating a sales funnel for other distributors in this company. Maybe they're in my downline and I want to share a funnel with them. So as their prospects use this funnel that I'm creating, and I would be creating a funnel and giving them a share code. Okay, so you'll learn more about share codes in another video. But I'm creating this funnel. I'm going to want the Get Started buttons on my sales page or maybe the autoresponder campaign to link to this page. But I don't want it to give me credit. Obviously, I want anybody using the funnel to get credit. So it needs to go to this page, but this code behind the button needs to be dynamic. In other words, it needs to change based on whose funnel it is. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take this getting started URL, and let's just pretend this is mine. Let's pretend that's my username. Let's go ahead and just use code 1 because that particular company is not even in the list yet. I would instruct them to paste that right here. But I would also, if I'm the one creating it, I would do the same step. I would come here, I would paste in the URL, and I would click save, and I would always check it. I always tell people to check it. So right here, code 1, just click on the link to make sure that the page comes up. So after I've pasted in the URL, I now have something called code 1. Let me show you this in action. I'm going to go to a sales page that I've created earlier inside my web pages section. I'm going to click on Edit Text, and I'm going to highlight this Get Started button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this called Variables on your web page. And as long as you've entered in an outside website URL in that drop-down list of companies I just showed you a few moments ago, it will always show up in this drop-down menu right here. So as long as you've entered a URL and saved it, it'll show up. And sure enough, there it is right there, code 1. I'm going to click the word create. And what that does is it creates a variable for me. And you'll notice the one on the bottom says good for buttons. Well, that's the one I want, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come back. Notice the Get Started button is still highlighted. I'm going to click on the link icon, and I'm going to paste that variable right there. Protocol says other, and I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to save my changes, and that's all there is to it. Let me point out, if I wasn't sharing this campaign with other members, I really wouldn't have to go through any of those steps. If I was just using this for my own funnel, never planned on sharing it, well, all I would do is just highlight the button, go to the link icon, and then just paste that big long URL right there. I would paste my own personal URL right here. For example, www.nfl.com /Neil. Let's say that was my personal link. I would need to change the protocol to HTTP like that. And the only reason I show you that is because I don't want you thinking that you have to go through those steps of entering in an outside website URL in the companies I promote section and all that just to link a button to an outside website URL. No, you're doing those steps to be able to share this funnel with other members. That's the power of it. Now, creating a clickable link inside an autoresponder campaign is basically the same thing. Wherever you see the cursor blinking, that is where the code is going to be added once you add it, which I'm going to show you how to do. Remember when I showed you the drop-down menu previously? You've got the same exact drop-down menu inside your autoresponder campaign. So find the company. In our example today, it's been code 1. I've got that selected. And then anything you type in this form field here is going to be the visible clickable text that shows up in the body of the email. So I might, type in the words get started here, and then I'm going to click add, and that's it. Now this might look like a long variable, but when your prospect opens their email, the only thing they're going to see on this line here is the words get started here. And those words will be clickable, and they will link to that outside website URL. And the great thing about what I've just shown you is you can use this technique to create and share sales funnels, autoresponder campaigns, anything you want. And the key is, number one, obviously setting it up like I showed you, but you need to give very good instructions to the people that you're giving the share code to. Tell them where the company is, how many codes you're using, what code to select, 1 or 2, and then show them precisely what URL that you want them to paste in. Remind them to make sure that their username is in that URL, and you're going to be on your way. So you're going to find this is a very powerful weapon, and you're going to love using it. So good luck.